Hello.
Hi.
Now, this week it's a little bit different because obviously there's been no intro music because
There hasn't.
I'm currently working on getting a new jingle sorted for us.
Oh,
Yes, so it's just we've gone straight in and the people listening are like, what the fuck's going on here? So apologies and welcome back.
hi.
So first off, we need to start off with some news from us.
What's our news?
We have a YouTube channel.
We do. God, you were getting annoyed with that the other night.
Oh, it was pissing me right off.
I know you 3-4 nights, 3 times.
Yeah, would not work on my phone. The second that I went onto the laptop, perfect. It's like, oh, yep, you've identified yourself. It's fine. So I'm gonna fucking backhand you.
Don't back on the laptop, it's expensive.
Oh no, I was gonna go find somebody from YouTube and just slap the fuck out of them.
I've got a few suggestions.
Yeah. But yes, our YouTube channel is INBFB, the podcast. Surprisingly.
And we upload our podcasts on there. We're not doing video ones yet. We're in turmoil about what kind of camera we need, aren't we?
Yeah, we're kind of in discussions with a few people about it as well. We've got a few things in the pipeline, haven't we? We've got a lot going on at the minute, hence why you haven't heard from us for a week.
Yeah.
It's been fucking manic.
It has. I am currently working on finding out, because last night on my account, because anytime when I'm just sat down, there's no one around me, I put TikTok on and flick to try and find my funny videos. And I got a notification last night saying that I could go live. So I don't know how I got that, but I am looking into it to find out how I got that on my personal TikTok. Because then I will do it on podcast TikTok so that me and you can go live.
Yeah, they'll be able to see our ugly mugs.
They will. And we can do it on our phone.
That'll be alright.
So we could do like little live bits before we start our recording.
Yeah. Give them a sneak peek into that we sit here in our pyjamas drinking cups of tea.
We do.
The proper rock and roll lifestyle.
Today there's no dramas.
No?
Because today it is morning.
It is?
It's usually nighttime when we do these, but today it's morning because we haven't got any of the kids.
No, it's nice. It's peaceful.
Apart from that pump.
I can't help it. We needed a better pump for the fish tanks, alright?
I know. I like my fish tanks being nice and peaceful. This is something you've known all along. Nice and peaceful and relaxing. But honestly, why can't water just come with air in it? Because we have to have these really annoying, irritating air pumps. And it really annoys me, the noise. Because one of them pitches that you can't ignore. I can't ignore the sound. But that's why the dehumidifier is really good, because it's louder.
Yeah, that's why I get away with using.
Cancels it out.
Yeah, it's how come I can use the bigger pump on them.
Yeah. Because we have to have the dehumidifier on because we've got loads of fish.
Yeah, we do. 4 tanks.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
It is. But they're gorgeous.
They are. So this week, because I'm kind of springing this on you, you didn't know I was going to do this.
No.
We're going to start off talking about Valentine's Day, since it's Valentine's Day is coming up.
It's this Friday, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
We don't do Valentine's Day.
We don't.
We used to.
Yeah, I used to be all romantic and get you cards and flowers and tatty teddies.
Yeah.
And one year you looked at me, I was like, I can't be arsed. I was like, oh, all right, fair enough. I'll give up then.
The thing is, I got to a point when we got married, I'm like, we don't need one day in the year to do romantic things for each other. We'd be nice to each other.
It'd be nice if you just got one fucking day, if I'm honest with you.
Well, we could go down to one day a year where we're nice to each other and have sex. Or we could break it up and be a little bit nice to each other through the year and have sex on occasions.
I'll go for the latter.
Yeah, one day a year is going to kill you.
Too right it would. And for the people out there who are thinking, no, but I haven't got him on for Valentine's Day, don't worry, we love you.
We do. You don't need anyone for Valentine's Day. I got properly creeped out once when I got a Valentine card and I didn't know who the fuck it was from.
Just randomly to your door.
It just had letters on the bottom of the Valentine card. I didn't recognise the writing, scribbling, and it really creeped me out.
I was going to say, this is before you knew me,
This
so
is well before I knew you.
It wasn't me.
It ended up getting shredded down into little pieces and put in the bin because I was probably creeped out by it.
Some poor bloke was probably stood there like, yeah, she's going to open the door, I've got a rose for it.
Oh no, I opened the door, I had looking straight, I couldn't see anyone.
No.
So it was either quick at hiding or
Ran off.
fucked off.
Yeah.
If you didn't want us to know who he was, you did a good job at that.
We did. Also, I need to point out that Annie is... She's got a bit of a
head cold.
So you will be getting the occasional bark off her.
Yeah. And a very weird voice today. It's weird. But this isn't the worst I've sounded on the podcast.
This is true.
Because we did record that podcast when I was having that bad fibro flare.
Yes, you were very ill.
I couldn't get any words out.
No. But Valentine's Day, it was always, like, when you were younger anyway, it was always a big thing, wasn't it?
It was.
It was like, oh, well, I've got to get him a card. Yeah.
Yeah, you get your cards at school.
And you'd be gutted if you didn't get any, and you'd feel sad.
You would. I've got to say, I find it a bit creepy that parents will buy their kids Valentine's cards.
Yeah.
I don't think that's right. It's a bit weird.
Yeah, I can agree with you on that one.
It's just like, no, you're the parents. So yes, you love them unconditionally, but that's your child.
You don't need to tell them.
Valentine's Day isn't a time for you to tell your child you love them. You should be saying that every day. They should know that.
Yeah, it's literally a time that you can go out and, you know, be a bit of a creep and it not come across as being a creep.
I don't know. Everybody's good at being a bit creepy sometimes, aren't they? I'm creepy all the time, you know that.
Yeah. Valentine's Day, though, do you know who I feel sorry for?
Postman?
No. Hotel staff.
Oh, the cleaners.
Yeah.
Oh, going in and changing those beds.
Yeah.
You'd have your hazmat suit on for that one.
I know, you think, like, you go in on the 15th, you go into one room like, oh, must have just been somebody who was actually here on business, not sneaking one off with a partner.
Yeah.
And then you go to the next room and it looks like somebody's fucking thrown plaster all over the place because there's been some poor fucker in the middle getting a bukkake and they didn't put any tarp down. Sticking to the floor as you walk in.
Just imagine him walking in like it being a sliding fight.
But, I mean, the people out there that have got the weird kinks as well, they could end up with shit up the walls, on the ceiling.
Or piss on the floor.
Yeah.
Because she might have been needing a bigger piss than he was expecting in his mouth.
That's true. You just hope that they take waterproof sheets with them.
You would.
Because, I mean, I would not like to be book into any hotel on the 15th, 16th or 17th of February.
No.
Because you'd sit on the bed like, oh.
Yep.
Get the waft of somebody's aftermath.
Yep. I mean, in your own home, you kind of clean up a bit after that, don't you?
Yeah.
Make the bedroom smell a bit sweeter.
Bit of air freshener.
Yeah.
Get rid of the window. Yeah, you get rid of the
brothel smell.
The skank.
Yeah. It's not pleasant. We all know it. We all grown up here. We all know that it doesn't smell nice afterwards.
Mix of sweat, regret, and tears.
Yeah. And that's just for the one night stands.
Exactly.
And then there's the rest of us. But no, you don't need to book into a hotel. I can understand it for young kids who are like living at home still.
Yeah.
That I can understand, but really, they should be taking the sheets off that bed themselves and like shove them in a pillowcase or something. Because, I mean, you shouldn't be expecting someone else to clean that up.
No, if you're not willing to clean it up,
you should be doing it.
Exactly.
But then you've got to think, like, who else is really like, I mean, restaurants are having it pretty rough. And then the waiting staff are going to have pretty awkward conversations with people.
I can imagine that they do have some awkward conversations. I mean, I can also imagine they have some quite funny ones.
Oh, they'll have some funny stories.
Like people that propose and like, no.
I'd love to see a big planned out proposal where she says no or he says no. I'd just love to see the aftermath reaction. Because you've got some poor fucker on there now who's going to be in tears. But what's the other one's reaction going to be? Are they going to go all off it and like raise holy hell or storm off or try and console them? Or I mean, what's the best reaction? What's the worst reaction you've ever seen?
I mean, I'd love to see one of them, the same as you. And I think it'd be about a 50-50 split. There'd be some of them that, like, you know, might just get laughed at, which I think would probably be worse than just a no. Because could you imagine? You propose to somebody and they look at you and go, oh, fuck, you're serious?
Yeah.
I mean,
that's not a yes.
No matter how stone-hearted you are, you'll crumble there.
You would.
I mean, when they bring the champagne, I was like, you celebrating? She said, no. Yeah, well, you drown your sorrows.
Table. Free champagne?
You've already paid for it. Drink it. Because I know there was a thing before where people were, like, fake proposing so they could get free meals and stuff.
Yeah, I remember that.
And there was one bloke who genuinely proposed, and the woman turned around and was like, no. If you can't propose to me at home or somewhere nicer than this restaurant, and you need to spend all this money, no, it's not worth it. So yeah, she quite clearly wasn't materialistic. She just wanted it to be like not in front of a big crowd and everything.
But there's a difference, right? Now you're not gonna like this. Right, when they proposed to me, this is gonna sound all like a bit weird and shit. But we were laying in bed one Saturday morning. Neither of us had work that weekend. Because I used to work weekends sometimes. And we weren't working that weekend, so it was like 10 o'clock one Saturday morning where we were just lounging in bed, being lazy, watching TV. And Lee asked me if I would marry him. And he didn't expect me to say yes, apparently. Which is why he asked me, stood in the bedroom, not getting down on one knee. He wasn't even looking at us when he asked us. He just pops out this question, and I was like, yeah, well. And that was it.
Yeah.
No romantic proposal, didn't get down on one knee, didn't do anything. And I'd said to him before, if he did propose, I would not want it to be in public. I wouldn't want like a big crowd of people. But I also wouldn't want it when I'm laying in bed watching the telly on Saturday morning. It doesn't even look me in the eye when he asks. So you've got like polar opposites here of Lee's proposal to me, which was...
Let's be honest, it was a bit shit.
It was. And then you've got like the other extreme, which is like out in a restaurant where you know no one. You haven't got any family there. It's just a bunch of strangers on Valentine's Day. How would you merge them together to get a nice proposal?
So basically what you're saying there is I should have had your family around.
No. What I am saying there is you could have actually looked me in the eye when you asked me to marry you.
I could have, but you were laid on my chest. You kind of had to twist my head down.
Well, you could have like made some sort of movement.
Fair enough. So there you go. That's probably the worst proposal story that people are going to hear for a long time.
I'm sure there's worse out there. But like, how do you get from like our proposal to the really cheesy ones in a restaurant on Valentine's Day? And what is there in between? What are the like stages in between them?
I think the ones like the cheesy ones in the restaurant, that's something that generally the woman's put into the bloke's mind.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it needs to be this, I need to have this, and like list loads of stuff off.
See, some people say that's like a traditional proposal.
In a restaurant in front of people that you don't know.
Yeah.
What for? Oh, yeah, it's very good, very good.
Free food. Free food and drink.
Yeah. I mean, you'll have people soon that are going to be proposing to each other on TikTok for likes.
Yeah, you will. Some of the things they do on TikTok for likes is just ridiculous.
But I think to get from like my shitty proposal to the over-the-top proposal, you'd kind of need a conversation so you can meet in the middle.
You would, but what would that middle ground be for people? Because for me, I would have been happy if like we'd just been sat watching TV. That would have been a happy proposal for me.
Some people might be a Mackies.
You know, I know somebody who went on a first date to Mackie D's. You know him as well.
Cogs are turning in my head here.
My brother.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Wow.
His first date that he took the kid's mum on, which was like 20 odd years ago, was Mackie D's, when it used to be in Durham City.
I mean, fair enough.
Yeah. I've been taking the piss out of him for the past 20 years for us. He could have like aimed a little bit higher. Yes, he was at college, and yes, he didn't have a lot of money, but he could have done something a bit more romantic.
What was our first date? Sat outside up at Durham Cathedral while you sat there drinking a hot chocolate, moaning about work.
Mm-hmm.
And then it started to rain.
So we went to the pub.
Yep.
We got chips.
We did. Chips and a couple of drinks.
Yep. That wasn't such a bad first date.
It wasn't, but that's the thing. Like, people, they seem to put a lot of pressure and emphasis on your first date. Like, going to the cinema, going to a restaurant, I don't think that they're very good first dates.
The pictures is a shit first date because you're sitting there watching a fucking film, you're not getting to know them.
Exactly. You need somewhere that you can talk.
You need to have known each other for a little while like we did before we went to the cinema.
Yeah,
so you can sit there in silence and then come out and have a chat about it.
Yeah, rather than come out, see you later.
Exactly.
I mean, even when we were together, we still went on little dates. Because, I mean, we used to go to Chiquitos.
We did.
That was brilliant.
We used to spend weekends together, though, when I didn't have work.
Yeah. So we'd treat them as like...
finish on a Thursday, and one of us would travel to the other and stay for the weekend.
Yeah, I'd generally come up here because it was easier for me.
It was.
I'd just jump on the bus and straight up.
Yeah, because usually I'd be working the Thursday night to not be working the weekend.
Yeah, so I'd come up for when you were finishing. And then we'd go out when we'd go on little dates.
We would. We'd go, like, shopping at the Metro Centre, which usually involved something to eat, even if it was from McDonald's.
Yeah. And then going to cinema.
Yeah.
Or we just go out somewhere.
We'd go to a pub and get something to eat. Do you remember that time we walked into Durham for Sunday dinner?
Oh, yeah.
What a fucking nightmare that was. Supposed to be just walking along to the next village for this really nice pub food, and there was no seats in the restaurant or the bar for food.
Nope. So we ended up walking into Durham, which cost us 20 odd quid each.
Yeah, for the worst Sunday's dinner you'll ever see.
Yeah, and then we walk around the corner and spoons like that for $6.95.
Yeah.
That was a piss take.
Wish I'd got a fucking spoons.
Would
have been better quality food, even if it had come from the microwave.
Wish I got a pint with it as well.
Aye.
But it wasn't too bad because it was a nice day as well.
It was. But that's it, though. You can go out for a walk for a first date.
Yeah, especially if you know, like, if you're both from the same sort of area and you both know your way around.
Yeah.
What would be your worst first date then?
Oh, creepy fucker in a pub. We sat right next to the door, and I tried to escape out the back doors that were locked. Had to go back to the table and spend the rest of the night sitting with some creep who insisted he had to drive me home and then tried to kiss me at the front door. Is that detailed enough for you?
I was going to say, that's your worst date you've been on.
I couldn't see any getting worse.
No, I mean, like, what would be, like, as people say, your red flags for your first date? Because, I mean, you've told me a few of bad ones that you've had.
Somebody who's a rock climber. Do not go on a date with anybody who's a rock climber. It's going to be shit. Go into the services for coffee. Motorway services. Because I live near a motorway services growing up. And, like, early 20s, late teens. And I was on Plenty of Fish then. And went on a date to literally Costa at the motorway services.
See, if that had been, like, in a town or a city, that would have been all right.
It would have been all right, but it was the fucking motorway services. I nearly killed myself to get there. You've seen them roads. They are not roads to cross.
No, they're not pedestrian friendly.
Nope. What was your worst dating experience?
Ooh. I don't know, because I didn't really go on many dates.
You straight into bed with them.
No, it just wasn't that lovable, likeable, anything like that. It was just like, meh. Look past me. I had gigs. Back then, nobody liked people with glasses.
They weren't as sexy as they are now.
No, exactly.
Everybody's wearing them who doesn't need them now.
Yeah, pushing the prices up for mine, the fucking bastards.
Yeah. I've got to a point now with mine. I can see without them, but after a certain distance, it gets blurry as fuck and I can't read anything without them.
What's that, about 2 foot?
Yeah.
Can't see shit.
But it's like, now I'll go into this opticians and I'm looking in the cheap frames and I'm like, they're the best I'm going to get. Yeah, that'll do.
Yeah.
Pretty much, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like, you can't go for the nice ones because the nice ones, the prices have shot up because they're fashionable.
Very true. So, on the flip side of that then, what's been your best date?
Oh.
And I won't be insulted if you say it wasn't me.
I don't know, I think that one's quite high up there because it wasn't uncomfortable.
That's probably the biggest thing when it comes to dates.
It's got to be something comfortable.
I mean,
like, not turning up in your jams or anything like that. I don't mean that.
I mean, I was set up on a blind date before. No idea what she looked like. I knew her name and that was it.
Did you walk past her because she was like a hobbit?
No. Funnily enough, we went to the cinema.
Say you went on the worst date possible.
Yeah. And there was like 6 of us that all went. Fucking couldn't tell you what she looked like. Still.
So you don't know who you were on the date with, it was just a date.
Yeah.
You dated a group of 5 people.
Apparently so.
Select.
That's me. But if you don't know someone and you go on a date with them, it's like the people on all the dating apps, no matter what it is, straight away like, oh, well, come on, let's meet up. It's like, well, no. I want to get to know you.
Yeah, you kind of need to have some sort of basis for conversation.
Yeah, like we did.
You kind of got to have something in common or something that you agree on. Or...
Yeah.
Because if you're not finding anything in common, there's no conversation coming on that first date. That's just a fucking date.
Yeah.
And I mean, you've got Tinder for the likes of that. And some people would say Plenty of Fish. Fair enough. That's personal choice, but we did actually meet on Plenty of Fish and get married. And having gorgeous little kids.
We did. Did all right, didn't we?
Yeah. And I hear all these people now saying Plenty of Fish is just like Tinder. And it's like, well, it's not. Because if it was treated right, it would be decent. It was decent when we found each other. It just takes a bit of looking for the right one.
Yeah, that's the thing. You just need to look rather than just jumping straight into it.
Yeah.
Which is the biggest thing that a lot of people don't understand. Because, I mean, how long was it that we were talking for?
Oh, it'd be 2-3 weeks.
It was, but it was every day that we were talking. Because we started off talking on Plenty of Fish. And then
I ran out of data.
Yeah, because you said to me, it's like, oh, if I don't reply, it's because I've got no data. So I was like, oh, well, here's my number. You can text me if you want.
Yeah.
Not expecting you to text me. And you did.
Yeah.
And then we were texting all the time.
We were.
Like, well, when we could, because we were both working.
But no breaks at work, we would both be in touch with each other.
Yeah. And then, what was it? It was about a week. You decided to ring me, didn't you? Or did I ring you? I rang you.
I think you phoned me, yeah. Do you remember that phone call we had where that bloke was watching in my kitchen window?
Yeah. Because we've been talking for about 45 minutes, hadn't we?
Yeah. And I was just laying on the couch.
Yeah. We were just having a laugh, chatting.
Yeah.
And then you said, I think somebody's at my window.
I'd sat up on the couch. I'd sat myself forward a bit and just something made me look out the kitchen window. And as you know, I used to have them bamboo blinds.
Yeah.
So it wasn't, it didn't keep there was no real privacy, especially when there was a light on in the room.
Yeah.
Because you could see in, but you couldn't see out. But my kitchen was through an archway when I had my flat. So there was no door. And the kitchen light wasn't on. I had a lamp on in the living room. So the lighting was just right that the street light on the corner where my flat was lit up the fact there was somebody stood watching in my kitchen window. And as I'd sat up, they must have got spooked because they moved. And that was when they realised I'd seen them.
Yeah.
Properly scared the fuck out of me. I had my mum come over.
Well, you thought it was me at first, didn't you?
Yeah. Well, there's no denying you find your creeps on Plenty of Fish.
I don't know, I only spoke to you.
Trust me, you find your creeps on Plenty of Fish.
But then you're like, hang on, it's quiet and it's windy outside, so it's not you.
Yeah.
Like, no, it's not me. I've got no idea where you live.
Which you didn't. I hadn't told you where I lived.
No.
I mean, when we met, you didn't know where I lived. Because I lived on my own. I'd had my own flat for a few years then.
All I knew is that you lived near Durham.
Yeah.
And worked to the other side.
Yep. But then that night, my mum and her husband ended up coming over. And her husband went and checked around the back, because the back was like a communal garden. And then there was waste ground behind that, so we went and checked all around there. And my mum stayed with us that night, because I was properly freaked out. When my mum came, I was in the smallest part of the house. The little lobby way where all the doors were going to the bedrooms and the bathroom. Because there was no windows in there.
And you could shut all the doors.
And I could shut all the doors and I'd be able to hear if anyone got into the flat.
Yeah.
My mum got there and then I phoned the police. And the police turned around and was on the phone and said, why didn't you phone us before? Because I was fucking terrified, mate.
Exactly.
I was doing my best to hide so that if they got into my house, I wasn't going to get killed.
Yeah.
I would have been in the cupboard under the stairs, but it was fucking was full.
And then you text me to let me know you were all right, didn't you?
Yeah, I texted you later on. I said, my mum's here. I'll phone the police. Everything's okay. There's no one out, but I'll speak to you tomorrow.
And then
when I'd figured out, like, when the figure had gone out of us, I was like, it definitely wasn't him because it was quiet where he was on the phone, and you could hear and see the wind here, so I would have heard it.
Yeah.
But properly scary.
Then it was about a week after that we decided to meet up.
Yeah.
It was a Saturday.
It was.
I remember.
I told everybody at work that I was going on a date after work. Everybody.
And what did they all say?
Oh, he's going to be some creepy stalker.
And as it turns out,
you're on plenty of fish. And as it turned out, here we are nearly 11 years later. 3 kids, married, constant house moves.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's where we got to.
Yeah.
And we met nowhere near Valentine's Day.
We didn't?
No.
We met
closer to Halloween.
Yeah, we met in the October.
Yep.
It was around the 25th, something like that.
When we first met, and then you came back up the next weekend, and that was when you came to the flat.
Yeah. Because I was going paintballing that weekend.
You were. You came up on the Friday because I didn't have work.
Mm-hmm.
And then for the whole month of November, which was a big thing for me, I didn't have to work a weekend for like 6 weeks.
Yeah. So I was coming up every weekend to come see you.
Yeah.
I just kind of progressed from there.
Did.
Well, that is our story. And also, a bit of a laugh at some of the Valentine's stuff, which I think everything gets overpriced. The best thing about Valentine's Day is the 15th, because all the chocolate gets knocked down in price.
It does. It used to annoy me because I'd try and get my mum flowers for her birthday, and her birthday was like the week before Valentine's Day.
Yeah, and then the prices just keeps going up.
Yeah. The price of flowers was ridiculous.
It's because it's a sought after commodity. There you go.
Fucking expense for nothing.
It is, isn't it?
That's what I started saying it as when we used to get each other presents and cards. It's like we live together, we're there every day. We know that we love each other. We do things for each other through the year, so why bother with Valentine's Day? It's just
Well, that's the thing as well, because we buy we buy each other stuff throughout the year.
Yeah. We'll find something for each other and just buy it, and there you go.
Yeah.
Well, you'd like it.
Yeah.
So I'm not like Scrooge McDuck. I don't hate Valentine's Day. I just don't see the point in making that effort on one particular day. Let's spread it through the year.
Scrooge McDuck didn't hate Valentine's Day. He just loved money.
Yeah. Well, that's not me.
Well, I think on that, it is a good place to end. We will be back, hopefully, with a new jingle intro very soon.
Right, I think we need to put it to the question. Because you were asking me the other night what kind of beat you wanted.
Yeah.
So give us some beat ideas. Do we want it to be like up-tempo, like dance, happy?
I don't want dreary bollocks.
No. It needs to be something happy, but doesn't need to be up-tempo. Does it need to be like...
a bit slower.
A bit slower, a bit heavier.
Something like the one that we had.
Yeah, that we lost.
Sorry.
Well, we'll speak to you again soon, guys.
See you later.